Hi, this is Laura Wansick, and I'm so excited to share a couple of layouts that I made using Vicky's art crayons, a fun cut file that you can get if you sign up for her newsletter, the iridescent glaze, which is one of my favorite products from her, and some stencils. So I am new to mixed media, and so for me right now, the name of the game is practice and experiment and embrace the process, which I repeat to myself regularly because that's what I need right now. And so I played around with these products for about 2 hours, and I ended up finally with a couple of sheets of paper that I made that I really liked, that I decided to use kind of as the pattern for the die cut that I wanted to use of those fun, messy circles. And again, I just played and played and played, and some stuff I loved and some stuff I hated. And that's just, the way that it goes in this. And I think it's all part of the learning process. Excuse me. I definitely learned a lot as I was doing all of this about how to use these products. Um, and I ended up with some fun pieces of paper that I was pretty excited about. So I picked my two favorite ones and I ran them through the silhouette with the messy circles. And then I ended up adding some texture paste there on some white cardstock. And so I started by cutting out these 2-inch circles, and I wasn't sure which stories were going to go with which photo. They're all kind of around the same time period, so I just kind of played around with them. And I also cut out some of the iridescent paper that I made by just painting some of the iridescent glaze on white cardstock. I ended up cutting that out in circles. I had originally thought that it would be the entire background, but it was a little too intense. I like it more as kind of something popping beneath the background of the mixed media. So what's funny to me is that I originally had not planned on using this piece here that you see. I thought that was just going to be the throwaway piece from the circles, but it's kind of fun that you could use that too, that we can use all the different fun stuff that you make. And I feel like part of what's fun about mixed media is you don't get to always decide where things land. Not only in the process, but also in the die cutting. Like I didn't know exactly where the circles were going to cut, and it's sort of this fun process of just embracing whatever happens happens and just kind of going with the flow and letting the process kind of guide you. That's kind of fun for me to let go because I have this very ordered way that I do things, and so this is kind of a nice thing. I added some pom-pom trim there on the sides because I thought that was fun. And the U die cut comes from another die cut file that Vicky offered. I think for National Scrapbook Day of this year. And I'm using red line tape there. I find that red line tape is perfect for anything that's really hard to adhere, which ribbon is one of those things that's very hard to adhere. Can never get it to stick down. So the red line tape worked perfectly. So I really like how that turned out. Thought that it was a lot of fun texture. And there I'm putting the title, You Crack Me Up, because these are 3 kind of funny little stories about my daughter. I do this a lot, little story compilations, just random little stories about her at any given moment with a picture to kind of match it. I feel really overwhelmed having to, make a layout for every little story or remembering to put them in Project Life or, I just put them in my notes app and just remember to make a layout every time I get, 3, 5, 10, however many stories. So here's the second layout. This was more what I had originally had in mind, was doing some kind of grid here of these circles. I'd originally thought they were going to look like that, a little bit more messy. But I ended up putting them in a more ordered grid. You could do it either way. My brain is just so linear. I like things very clean and in order. So again, cutting out these journaling spots and then finding little bits and pieces to fill in the white space within those, and then keeping all those little pieces that were cut out of all those circles and then filling them in on the opposite color. So there's some just fun little pops of teal in the pink and pops of pink in the teal and all of that. And then cutting out more of the iridescent paper that I made to go beneath some of those pieces. Again, I really like the way that the iridescent glaze made that kind of glittery shimmer paper, which is a fun little addition for the bottom. And then I pop dotted some of them just for a little bit of added dimension. That's always kind of a tedious chore, but I liked that. And then I put sequins on top of some of those little circles. And I tried to show you, but that went way too fast. Random little sequins all over. It's kind of a fun process finding things to kind of match. And then again, I repeated the kind of design that I had done on the other layout, which was the die cut U and then a stamped phrase below that. I think this one is "You are hilarious," maybe, if I remember correctly. That's a wooden stamp that I've had forever. And I think it's good if you want to repeat, if you like something, repeat it. There's no rule that says you can't do something twice. I do that a lot. I kind of scrap lift myself. And I really like how fun and colorful this was. I really like um, the texture. Again, that iridescent glaze, that's my favorite, plus the art crayons. So thanks so much for watching.